set with someone. Yeah, one thing to hold a grudge over one mistake. Oh, one mistake isn't much to make. It's one mistake, and you're sorry, you're so sorry, but it's just the calm before the storm. Someday the clouds will break so that the sun can shine. Well, ain't it something to be in love with someone? Ain't it shameful when they do the dirty deed? Oh, that's one mistake, a mistake you can't afford to make, a big mistake. Now you've blown away the trust. It's just a calm before the storm.
Hey everybody, how you doing tonight on this chilly New Year's Eve here in New England? It's not snowing like it looks like it is in my background there. That's wishful thinking. Rained a little bit today, but it is cold out there, 30 something degrees. That's above freezing. How's everybody doing tonight? First and foremost, I want to say hi to my lovely wife, Midnight Society, Nicole, who's wishing everyone a happy new year. They're in the chat. Our first New Year's Eve together. So I'm only going to be on here for a little while. I'm not going to do like I've done in previous years and ring in the midnight across all time zones. But I tell you what, tomorrow, New Year, I'm going to do a marathon and I'm going to run for several hours. Depends on what time I get up. I'm going to start it and probably I'd like to run 6, 7, 8 hours anyway. And videos, chat with y'all. I'll read from some of my books, and we'll just have a good time. It's a alternative to football. If you got any football widows here, anybody that just doesn't care for the sport, you can join us here tomorrow for something different, a different kind of New Year's Day. Hey, there's Lee G, First Floor Audio. How you doing, Lee? That was Lee's wonderful song there, Calm Before the Storm, that you heard. My favorite song of his right now, one of them. And I know several of you have found your way over there to listen to Lee over there last night. And he's just a talented, talented man. Lee, I sent you a link. Or no, you got the link. We share the same StreamYard. I'll let him use my StreamYard. But if you want to pop in and say hi to the folks, feel free. I know it's getting close to midnight there in the UK where you're at. Go ahead and say hi to some other people here in the chat. Who we got? Andrew Gnomes Trucking. Happy New Year to you, buddy. Are you on the road somewhere or you pulled over for the night? Stay safe out there on the highways and byways of America, my friend. Long distance trucker, coast to coast. And Kyrie, all the way from Albania, wishing us a happy new year. She's not really in Albania. She threw down a challenge to me to name all the countries that she's from that are wrong. So wrong answers only. Kathy Evans says hi. Snowboy Whiteboard, happy new year to you and yours too. Steph Williams, wishing everybody a happy new year. And Stephanie Blankenship, happy new year from Kentucky. Laurie Smith's here. Saw you over at Lee's last night. Happy new year to you. Cat M, happy new year all. And then, of course, Midnight Society already wishing everybody a happy new year there. Dustin Smith, one of our newest channel members and benefactors there. He gifted some memberships away. I should have some more to give away tomorrow if it resets. But thanks for being a channel member and sharing the love out there, Justin. And it's midnight in Albania. Hey, Singing Turret, how you doing? Happy New Year to you. Lee already said hi there. Who else am I missing? Are you kidding me? How you doing? Happy New Year to you. Hey, Jamie, welcome back. Happy New Year to you. You got a while to go there on the West Coast. Judy is here with us, logged in under her husband's account. Yeah, indeed. Everybody stay safe. If you're going out anywhere tonight, have a designated driver, take a taxi, or do what we're going to do and stay home. We're not partiers, we're not drinkers, but we got some great snacks lined up and some good television. You know, we've had a good, relaxing day and perfect. And then there's be a first New Year's Eve. We're going to watch the ball drop and everything. And Lee wishes everyone a happy New Year. Are you kidding me? Also, back in there, Happy New Year to Lee. Oh, didn't catch that. Melanie Deisenroth, another New Englander. Happy New Year to you. Jennifer L. Happy New Year. Yeah, it's as live as it gets right now. Anna Siporek is here. Happy New Year's from her. Now, some of these people across the pond, it's getting really close. 52 minutes and change. Sharon LD, wishing everybody a happy New Year. Now, this will be the last stream of this year, of course, since it's New Year's Eve. But like I said, I'm going to be back tomorrow with a marathon, several-hour marathon. We'll talk. I'll read some, play some videos. I'll probably going to try to play some on here that I've never played on this channel before. So we'll see how that goes. Hey, looks like Dustin Smith gifted another membership. Thank you, Dustin. We appreciate that. Look over here on the YouTube side and see if I can see who got it. Ron Meeg. I don't know if he's here tonight or not, but enjoy your membership there. Compliments of Dustin. Let's see. I lost my place in the chat here. That's why I'm looking over here. Miriam says, Happy New Year. Music links. New Year's. Minus 16 in the Yukon territory. Please keep that there with you. I hope you enjoy the cold weather. I like it cold, but that's a little too cold. Lee saying hi. And, hey there. Hello from Nicole and myself, mate. Hope you have a wonderful New Year. Coming up in not too long, we'll get it together. Lee and I are going to be doing a channel together called From Beyond. And Lee and I get together and talk about all things spooky, paranormal, cryptids, UFOs. And it'll be a talk show format with the guest each episode. So looking forward to doing that. And let's see who else we got here. Kristen Hicks, Happy New Year's Eve. Be safe. Indeed, can't stress that enough. Hey, Cass Kelly, Happy New Year. I believe you're down under, if I remember correctly, already well into the new year there. What are things like in the future? How's the new year, Cass? Oh, well, thank you for that singing tour. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I hope everybody come by and stays for at least a little while. And Happy New Year from Lions Saving Tigers. And yeah, our first Christmas was amazing. Our first Halloween was amazing. It was also my birthday and Mulder's birthday. And New Year's Eve has already been amazing, and we've got hours to go yet. Monica Tobias, how you doing? Happy New Year to you. We'll see who else. Okay, we'll look for you tomorrow. Music Link's going to be a lot of fun. 14 out of 27. I've got a list of ones I'm going to go through. Nicole actually picked Albania for me. She was helping me find some. But next time you're here, it'll be from somewhere else. Incorrect answers only. Hey, Polaris Sucks. Happy New Year to you as well. Helen Davis is here. Wishing you a safe, healthy, joyful, blessed New Year to each and everyone here, and right back at you, Helen. Thank you. Who else we got? Carla Washington. Hey there. Scott's Life off grid. Scott, good to see you. Thank you for joining us here. Hope you're staying safe there. Tim White, how you doing? Hello to you there in Alabama. MJ Richards, Panama, Pennsylvania. Or is that, the country Panama. I saw on my screen it says Panama, PA there, and I thought, Panama, Pennsylvania. but it's the country of Panama, down by the Panama Canal. How you doing, MJ Richards? Thank you for joining us here in this. Well, thank you for joining us here. I give away my ignorance of geography there, but I believe that's Southern Hemisphere, right? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention that day. Glenn Dannison's here. Hey, Glenn, how you doing? Happy New Year to you. Thor's. Oh, wait. Mark Webster, another Alabama watcher there. Roll Tide, if you're a fan. Yeah, there we go. There's Dustin Smith gifted that one membership. Thank you, Dustin. Appreciate that. Said tomorrow, if they reset, as I assume they're supposed to, I'll have some more to give away. Let me check and see in here if it says. It says you've gifted all 10 free of charge memberships this month. So that's for December. I hope it's a calendar month and not actual 30 days, because I gave some 5 away Christmas Eve and 5 a day or two before that, I think, and one of our Wednesday, I think, and then again Christmas Eve. Who else got his Silence? How you doing? Love that name. That's an old Irish toast or prayer there. May the road rise up to meet you. Thank you, Silence. Happy New Year to you and yours. Donna's Life. Happy New Year to you. And Kyrie is ahead of us there in the future. So Schmuck, blessed New Year to you and yours as well. To Mitch LaHorse. Indeed, have a safe New Year. That seems to be the theme here. A lot of people wishing you a safe New Year. Yeah, if you don't have to get out, stay home. Daphne says hello and Happy New Year. D-Rock, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Happy New Year to you. Bet you have some snow up your way. Brian Teal, Nova Scotia. Well, Scotia, can't talk. Imagine that. Yeah, we love what we do, Brian, Nicole, and I. We like advocating for the missing, being the voice for those that no longer have a voice, keeping the names and faces out there. Hey, there's Cowgirl Hazel Meep. Very cold and soaked through in Buffalo. It's cold up there. Buffalo has some phenomenal winters and cold weather. Hey, Lally. Happy New Year's from Nicole and myself and everybody else in the chat here. Farside, how you doing? From London. Well, thank you, Farside. We appreciate that. Thank you for joining us here on this cold New Year's Eve here in New England to you there in Old England. Jennifer L. Yeah, it's better to stay home. I haven't been out on a New Year's Eve in decades, and of course, I prefer the company of the lovely Nicole anyway. We're homebodies. We like staying in. We don't get out unless we absolutely have to. Sorry, I'm trying to peer over my mic here and see the chat. That's just D-Rock saying hi to everybody. Again, thank you for joining me here. Just going to keep it kind of short tonight. Like I said, in the past, I've done an overnight stream and ringing the new year across all the time zones, but not this time. I'm just going to take it easy. Just wanted to come on and wish everybody a happy and safe New Year's Eve and tell you about that marathon that I'm going to have here tomorrow for New Year's Day. Hey, Carol, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh, whoops, I clicked on the wrong one. There he is. Hey, Midwest Night Watchers. By the time I clicked, it had already jumped up in the chat, and I missed you. Hope you and Chiro Sounds are having a safe and happy New Year there. Indeed, Daphne, we're having the time of our lives already, and then 2024 will mark the beginning of our first full year together. January 13th be our 6-month anniversary. So lots of good things ahead in 2024 for us and hopefully for y'all as well. Hope each and every one of you have a blessed and happy 2024. Get whatever you want, whatever you desire. I hope you get it this year. But I wish everybody could have the happiness that we found. I've got everything I ever wanted, truly. And don't forget, if you're not doing anything later on tonight, 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 11 p.m. on the West Coast, a radio show over on Clyde Lewis Ground Zero Radio Network. And tonight I'm having a couple of pastors in, and let me put this up here where you can see it. It's called Influence in Rock Music. Now I know that's been done before, but we had a good time over there talking rock and roll and the occult. We talked about bands like Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath and Ozzy. There's going to be a part two to that where we delve more into Ozzy and the Randy Rhoads tragedy. But anybody here remember the first Satanic Panic, like back in the 80s? Now, I know John Todd talked about it in the 70s, but it really took off in the 80s with that radio guy. I can't remember his name. Out of I think he's in Colorado somewhere. I can't remember the guy's name. I used to listen to him. There's an AM station there in East Tennessee that played him. He was kind of out there, but see if I can. I was thinking of his name just before the broadcast, and I can't remember. Bob Larson. Anybody remember Bob Larson? He basically made a career out of finding backwards messages and all this influence and stuff. I don't know, something to think about, I guess. DKL, Happy New Year to you. How you doing? That Nicole is my wife's name, and yes, that masterful creation is hers. That's the most beautiful tree I've ever had. I don't know if you can really see it now. That'll come down tomorrow, as is tradition. But let me scooch over to one side here so you can get a good look at it. It's elegant yet tasteful. It's not overdone or gaudy. But yeah, she's done an incredible job on that. Thank you for noticing. Nicole sends you her thanks as well for her handiwork there. Who else is here? RP Scott, how you doing? A happy new year to you. And now Alan Berg was he was a radio kind of a shock jock guy that got wiped out, shall we say. That was a bit of mess there. I don't really want to get into that, but wasn't thinking of him. But who else we got here? Misty Olson. Yep, indeed. Another year begins. I think it said hi to everybody here. Oh, wait, I see Cisco. There she is. Hey, Cisco. Thank you for the New Year wishes. Now, Cisco's going live at 8 p.m. with Lynn Monet. So tune that in. And also, if I was just talking about Led Zeppelin, who we'll be talking about on the radio show tonight, Terry Brown, downtown Terry Brown, Tales of the Sonic Voyage. He's got Led Zeppelin 4 in its entirety, the album, also known as Four Symbols or Zozo, over on his channel, Tales of the Sonic Voyage at 8 p.m. So other good stuff tonight. So that's why I wanted to go early and wish everybody a happy, healthy, safe New Year. And then we're going to enjoy some of these other shows, or maybe watch some movies. We've been watching movies and TV all day. Just taking it easy. Today's a chill day. And it's a chain, but wherever you people live, at least here in the States, do you have a Wings Over restaurant in your town? Boy, they got some good food. I love their mango habanero sauce. I was going to make homemade pizza tonight, but we decided just to order out. And I'll make pizza tomorrow. That's real involved, so easier just to sit here and eat something. Had snacks earlier, had some spinach and artichoke hummus with whole wheat crackers. It was good stuff. And of course, ubiquitous Dunkin' Donuts. I'm a transplanted Yankee, happy to be a New Englander, so got to have my dunks. And I drink it hot and cold. I like my coffee both ways, hot and cold. Let's see. Still trying to see the chat here, but again, yeah, join me over there for my radio show. It's broadcast live tonight, 9 p.m. on the Clyde Lewis Radio Network. Let me find you a link here, and it's go to Ground Zero. Let me find it here, just so I don't tell you the wrong thing, or if one of you mods have it handy. And of course, I don't see it here. I had it open earlier. But it's Clyde Lewis Ground Zero Radio Network, and you go over to his page, and up at the top there's a listen button. At least that's the way it is on the computer. It's similar on the phone too, and you can listen to it as it's broadcast live. Here we go. And last week, my guest was Paul Sinclair, talking Strange UK. He's got a wonderful YouTube channel, Truth Proof. He's also an author, got some amazing books, filmmaker. He's got some documentaries on Amazon. That's good stuff. But go over and check Paul out. And he and I are going to be collaborating on something here soon. Let's see. Let me go. This is my page over there, but it can be kind of confusing to find your way around over there sometime. But that was another wonderful thing happened this year. But of course, the best was getting married and moving to New England. I've always been a New Englander at heart. But well, I told you it was a red button, but it looks like they redone the website. It's black and white. It's up in the top right-hand corner. If you go there on the web, here's the link. But that was the other nice thing that happened to me this year. Got my own radio show, something I've always wanted since childhood. I've always had a love for radio, particularly talk radio. And I'd planned to go to school for it. There was a trade school in Knoxville, Tennessee called the National Academy of Broadcasting. And I had planned to go there when I graduated high school, way back when I was like in the single digits, and I was like 8, 9 years old. And as luck would have it, the week that I graduated high school in 1981, it closed its doors forever. Imagine that. So ended up at the University of Tennessee, and I thought, well, I'll go into communications. Too much stuff that I didn't want to know. And I told the counselor, I said, because you had to have a lot of math to know those towers and wave propagation. And I told my counselor, I said, I don't want to build a radio station. I just want to sit and talk into the microphone like what I'm doing right now. And I would have taken the shifts that nobody wanted. I wanted to be the overnight guy, the 11 to 7 shift, and be that soft, still voice in the night, taking you through the darkness, guiding you through the fog. Wouldn't want to be the one of those morning zoo guys. Hey, wacky time, come on, let's enjoy your drive to work here. No. I like the quiet times, and I admire people like, of course, Art Bell, and before him, it was can't remember the guy who was on the radio in New York. Is it Long John? I gotta take a look here. He's one of my favorite people. I can't remember his name right now. Long John Nebel, an influential New York City talk radio host from the mid-50s until his death in 1978. He was a hugely popular all-night radio host with millions of regular listeners and what Donald Bain described as a fanatically loyal following. And it was a syndicated program, and he dealt mainly with anomalous phenomena, ghosts, UFOs, offbeat topics. He was kind of Art Bell before Art Bell, but Art Bell always be a big influence on me, one of my heroes that I look up to. But I remember there was a certain spot in my bedroom with my little AM radio. And if I turned the antenna just right at night, under optimal weather conditions, I could pick up Long John in New York and listen to him. I'm trying to see if it tells what station he was on there in New York. Uh, WOR radio. But it was amazing. And there's recordings of him out there available if you do a Google search for Long John Devil. You should be able to find some of those archives. And Art Bell, a lot of his archives are out there too. You just have to know where to look for them. Glenn Danson, I love Gene Shepard too. We just watched A Christmas Story. Christmas week, we probably watched it a dozen times. Always been one of my favorite movies. It's also one of Nicole's favorite movies. And I know years and years ago, WTBS in Atlanta, the superstation there, I think it was Christmas Eve on all Christmas Day, they played that movie over and over and over. And like I did, she used to, wherever she was growing up at Christmas, had to put that on the TV. But yeah, that was written by Gene Shepard, another wonderful writer, and he narrates the Christmas Story, and that's taken from his book "In God We Trust, All Others Pay Cash." If you've never read it, it's great. The basic story from A Christmas Story is in there, but one of my favorite books. See, I've been paying attention to the chat here. I've been yakking away. Yeah, I did pretend radio programs. I used to sit in my bedroom, had a window in there, and I would open the curtains, and I'd written the call letters on single pieces of little notepad paper. It was like, I don't remember what I used, uh, probably my initials or something, SAS, WSAS. And I would play records and talk into my fake microphone, which I think I used a hairbrush or something, and imagine all the people, because there were places like that where there were radio stations like in a downtown area, and if you were walking by, you could see the guy, the DJ in the booth behind the glass, spinning records and talking to folks. Some places they'd even pump it out into the street. But yeah, I did that a lot of times. And then one year for Christmas, I got a gift. It was like a little CB or a walkie-talkie transmitter, but it was made like a little radio station and had a microphone, and you could actually broadcast. And about as far as, probably didn't make it out to the end of my driveway. Our driveway where I grew up was 212 feet long. I know that because years later I measured it when I was practicing my BMX sprints. Used to be a BMX rider and skateboarder, but probably didn't go much beyond that. You could hear it with a walkie-talkie or an AM radio if you're real close. But one day I got the bright idea. There was a light pole up out in the edge of our yard, up by the ditch up there, and it had a ground wire that came off the pole, ran down into the ground. And it cautioned you on that thing: don't attach this to, don't attach a longer antenna than what comes with this little radio broadcaster kit. And guess what I did? I used a little alligator clip. I clipped it on to that ground wire, and they probably heard me throughout the neighborhood. I probably interrupted other radio and TV. Is, not that strong of a little transmitter, but may have caused some problems. I got scared. I told a neighbor of mine about it. Nearest neighbor is like 2 miles away, but I was friends with their son. He was a year younger than me, and I told them what I'd done. And they said, "Oh, the FCC is probably looking for you." Of course, they were just winding me up. So I got scared. I didn't want the FCC to get after me, so I never did it again. Youth. Let's see who else we got here in the chat. Oh, Ash. Oh, wait, there's past Timmy. How you doing, Danny? Happy New Year to you. And then Ash S with a super sticker there. Thank you so much. Or Ash 5. Sorry, I thought that was an S. So I'll put it on the screen. Thank you for the super sticker. We appreciate that. And let's see, who else have I been? Wanda Fowler Wilson, one of our newest members. and also a recipient of some of my books. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed those books and the stickers there, Wanda. Um, G. Shepard created a hoax back in the 50s about a fictitious novel and embarrassed the publishing business and literary news. A story like that warms my heart. Hey, another new member here, Anthony Sir Moshi builds a Gundam. Thank you for being a channel member and happy or Merry Christmas to you. Are you hearing something in the background? I'm surprised my mic is picking that up there. I turned that up. I was monitoring something else. There's some other audio I've got of me. And if you could hear that, I apologize. I didn't realize it was going out, but that was me in the background. I've got some stuff I'm working on that I thought I had it turned down so low that nobody could hear it, but joke's on me. Yeah, that was in just outside of Oak Ridge in West Knox County. Actually, it was messed up where I lived. We had, let's see, if I get the Knoxville address, an Oak Ridge phone number, and our utilities came from Lenore City. And just up the road was where the Knoxville phone number started, but it was literally long distance to call up the road a couple of miles. It was a strange way to grow up. And the first time I remember our telephone, we had a party line. Anybody here ever on a party line? I used to listen in, a little kid, 2 or 3 years old. What are these people talking about? Hey, Suji, Happy New Year. Says Happy New Year, everyone from Erie, Pennsylvania. Hey, Mickey, how you doing? Yep. Nicole and myself and everyone here in the chat, hope you have a blessed one too. And BDT, Happy New Year to you as well. From Nicole and myself. And okay, so it might have been your TV and not me. There's absolute silence here behind me. Now, I had something playing in my headphones, just some stuff that I'm working on, some of my audio. Now, I've got a new podcast coming up. It'll be on Spreaker and other podcatchers, wherever fine podcasts are served, as they like to say. But I don't think it'll ever be here on YouTube because it has a very unfriendly YouTube name. You'll find out about it soon enough. It's a lot of fun. I may have to censor part of the name, but if I get away with it, sometimes art is what you can get away with. I think Andy Warhol said that. Not that I think I'm creating art here, but sometimes anything like this that you do, anything creative or artistic, it's what you get away with. I'm going to give it a try. If I have to censor the name just to get it out there, I will. I'll censor the podcast too, but it's upbeat. It's different than anything I've ever done. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to have short episodes, but I think you'll enjoy it. And it's kind of a new age throwback to Paul Harvey. Does anybody remember Paul Harvey? I'm showing my age here. Good day, Americans. And he'd tell some little stories, a 5-minute like syndicated radio show. And then there'd always be this plot twist at the end that you weren't expecting. And now you know the rest of the story. It's kind of like that, but my catchphrase is a little not so clean. But you'll notice it again. I'm not going to say it on here and get in any kind of trouble with YouTube. But this is going to be something fun to do. Hey, Riff Raff, how you doing? Happy New Year's Eve to you as well. Full Revs, Happy New Year to you. Moonchild, Happy New Year. A lot of our regulars coming in here and some new people, I think. ADK Wildman Bark Eater. Don't know there. Not sure. 28 minutes till midnight there in the UK. Lee, counting them down over there. Lee, I hope you and your family, you and yours, have a happy new year. Have a good celebration there. Yeah, so a lot of you people remember the party lines. And it wasn't an 80s kind of party line where you could call up and Remember they had like a Freddy Krueger one, or they had a rock and roll one where you could call in on the telephone and talk to people all over the country about your favorite music artist or your favorite movie or your favorite horror character for like $1.99 for the first minute, 99 cents each additional minute. Yeah, when I was a teenager, I racked up some high phone bills on there just talking to people. This is something I like to do. Um, oh, Ash, I have another super sticker there. Thank you. Happy New Year's Eve. So for all you Stockton, I didn't come up with that name. Somebody else did. And if that's what you want to call yourself, go for it. But thank you. Yeah, Happy New Year to you there, ADK Wow Man, Southeast Missouri. Yeah, I'll have to get Mulder ensconced before the fireworks. It scares him. He just sits and shakes and trembles and stuff, and he'll have PTSD for a couple of days. Poor little fellow. But we'll have him in our room and have the door shut and put a blanket there with him so he can cuddle up. Now, haven't heard any bombs going off here yet. I wish they didn't. There's a lot of people, veterans and other people that you can get PTSD from anything. And I'm in Aspen, certain loud noises disturb me, flashing lights, all kinds of things. Yeah. Yeah, those party lines. Yeah, you had to know what your ring was. I think ours was, I want to say one long and two short, but if you've never had a house phone like that, that'll make no sense to you, but it would ring, 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 ring. Like, okay, that's ours. And we were on with two other families that I know of, but it could be confusing, and you could always hear that click when somebody picked up, because you had to pick it up to see if anybody was on it. There was no way to tell if anybody was on there unless you picked up. So Mom would always make me be quiet when she was checking, and she'd listen, put it down real quick. I'd go in my room. I had a phone in my room, and I'd listen in for a little while. They're in Pennsylvania already. Hey, Top Hat, how you doing? Making a birdhouse outside in the freezing cold. Well, are you gluing it together or nailing it together? I've got a funny story I can tell you about that. When I was a kid, I think it's in the back of either a comic book, or I was like maybe 6 years old, 5 or 6. I'd ordered, it's either out of a comic book or it might have been Boys Life or one of those, a scouting magazine. I read that before I was ever in the Scouts. But I ordered a birdhouse kit, and it got there. It was just a bunch of pre-cut boards. It wasn't painted. It wasn't put together. And I got the bright idea that instead of actually putting it together, I'd just kind of assemble it, just make the pieces hang there by themselves. And of course, I'd be putting it together and it would collapse. And I was getting frustrated, but I didn't want to use glue. I didn't want to use a hammer and nails. And finally, I got the bright idea. I took it outside and assembled the pieces there, the sides, and put the little roof on it. And now the front, it had the little hole for the bird to go in, had a little long roost there, a little stem that the bird could light on. So I put some bird seed or some breadcrumbs or something leading up to it. And first little bird, probably a starling. They were all over where I grew up. Comes hopping along. It looks, how birds, they're not very trusting anyway. Kind of eyeballed it sideways and looked at it and ate a couple of breadcrumbs and got closer and closer. And I'm like, yes, please, little bird, please. So he hops up on the thing to go into the birdhouse, and the whole thing collapses, scares the crap out of the bird. He flies away. And I thought, my plan worked. So I spent all day carefully just putting it together where it was just holding itself together, and seeing how many birds I could terrify. Isn't that terrible? I feel bad about it now, but my dad came outside after he got home. I'm still playing with it. It was in the summertime, and it collapsed again. He's like, here, I'll help you with that. He's like, I've got some Elmer's wood glue or some little finishing nails. We'll put that together and paint it. I'm like, no, no, no. This is much more fun. So it was a Steve Stockton collapsing birdhouse coming soon to a forest near you. Just, I didn't mean to be mean. It was just, and I fed them. They got a meal out of it before I scared the wings off of them. But they weren't hurt. None of the birds actually made it inside. None of them made it any farther than that little post that sticks out with the entryway there. But just something, a random thing I remembered from childhood. Oh, look at this. Suji she's been a member for 1 month. And yeah, if you are a member of the channel, you get a free milestone super sticker, super chat. If you go down to the bottom of the screen, but thank you, Suji, for being a member for the month, for a month. If you go down to the bottom of the screen, click on the $ icon. It'll say free member milestone chat if you've got one available. Oh, I have one. It must just give them to me. Of course, I'm a member of my own channel. But if you're a channel member, give it a try. There you go. Let's see if it shows it on StreamYard. Yeah, nope. Let's see. Farside just joined. Thank you for becoming a member. We appreciate you, Farside. Yeah, I believe it was 876 Glenn Danson. I remember they had a Freddy Krueger line when that movie came out, the first Nightmare on Elm Street. And if you sometime at random, Freddy Krueger himself, Robert Englund, would pick up and talk to you. I probably spent $20 trying to talk to Robert Englund. He never answered. And they had specialized. They had the ghost story line, and you could call up and they'd tell you a ghost story, and then you could talk to other people that like ghosts and things like that. It wasn't a dating line. It wasn't one of those 1-900 lines. Those came along later. I stayed far away from any of that. But it was just a chat line, and there was one about rock and roll, and my nephew was really into rock and roll at the time, and he ran up like a $300 phone bill calling the rock music chat line. I didn't do that bad, but spent more of my allowance than I should have. Yeah, Jamie, this is early afternoon for you there in Washington. So you are nailing it together. Good deal. Good for you. The birds will appreciate you for it, because I had to do something different with mine. But there you go. If you are a channel member, click on that and see that I've been a member of my own channel for 8 months. So there you go. And you can send a milestone message there for free. Hey, Callie Snyder, all the way in Hawaii. How you doing, Callie? Bet you got sunshine there. I don't know, it might be raining. I've seen some terrible storms in that part of the world, but you got a while to go for New Year's. What are you about? It's about 1 in the afternoon, I'm guessing, if I remember my time zones correctly, and I probably don't. And let's see, I'm way behind in the chat. I got into storytelling mode here. There you go. An older lady no one would talk to except in church and on Sunday, because she listened to people's conversations. Indeed, where my grandmother lived, the party line that she was on, there was an old lady that lived down the hill that would listen in, and they would just make up stuff to kind of wind her up because they knew she was listening. They would make up stories about, free S&H green stamps or something, and just try to get this old lady excited because they knew she was listening in. Yeah, I was close. 1:45 p.m. and sunshiny there in Hawaii. You got it there, and Nicole agrees with you. I was a lot smarter than I should have been, and wasted it on doing stuff like building collapsing birdhouses. And I didn't have much adult supervision. I was raised as an only. My only sibling, an older brother, was 17 years older than me. I was a late in life, unexpected baby. And we lived on 26 acres out in the country. And I stayed in the woods most of the time. I built forts and tree houses and taught myself camping and survival and woodcraft and things like that. But sometimes I'd get, a little out of hand like that, but never caused any real trouble. But came close. Sometime I'll talk about some of my Halloween pranks that were epic, in my opinion. But yeah, when you're an only or raised as an only and you live out in the middle of the woods, nearest neighbor is 2 miles away, you kind of have to make your own fun. And I read a lot too. I got a lot of ideas from books. And how can I, what can I do differently? See, my dad was a scientist out at Oak Ridge National Laboratory, so I had that. And I said on Belief Hole that I was the unlikely blend of science and superstition, or the perfect storm of science and superstition. My mom, her family, they were part of the spiritualism movement when she was a little girl from around the turn of the last century. And they were into Ouija boards and seances. My grandmother was a self-proclaimed gypsy witch. I don't know where she gets the gypsy part, because she was born in the Cades Cove area, the Great Smoky Mountains in East Tennessee. But they were into all that. Like I said, my dad, he grew up as a farm kid, but then went to the University of Tennessee and got his degree in engineering. And Oak Ridge National Laboratory worked out there during the Manhattan Project and beyond. It wasn't the National Laboratory then, I don't think. It was something else. But he retired from there in, I want to say 1980, 80 something. But he was there a long time. My brother worked out there too. But I had to make my own fun. And basically, as long as I didn't cause trouble or break anything or burn anything down, then I was okay. That was one of my favorite jobs. Back then out in the country, you could haul your garbage to the dump in Oak Ridge, which was several miles away, or you could safely burn it on days that wasn't windy. And my dad built a little upside-down U-shaped enclosure out in the backyard, and that was where we legally burned our garbage. And as soon as I got old enough to light a match, that was my coveted job. I loved taking the trash out there and setting a light, especially when there was Aquanet in there. My mom used Aquanet hairspray. Anybody remember that in the purple can back in the day? And either her or my dad would say, "Now be careful, there's a hairspray can in there." And I'm like, I would hide behind something and watch for that to pop off. And once I took it upon myself to throw one away that wasn't as empty as it was supposed to be. And I was treated to a fireball that flew over the house and went up in the side yard, the woods up there in the cedars where my swing set was. Luckily, it landed in, I had a big sandbox up there, landed right in my sandbox, so it didn't set anything on fire. But I went up there, I was looking for where the fireball went to, found that the cam was all burnt and mangled, and I was like, yeah, wow. And again, I was probably all of 6 years old, so. But I'm not a pyromaniac. I've never burned anything down. But I did enjoy that was one of my chores, was burning the garbage. Hey, Nature Girl O2, Happy New Year to you. And Light Walkers, hey there, how you doing? I'm trying to click on it. There we go. Yeah, rural North Carolina. You had to. It was just, like I said, I occasionally would go visit the nearest neighbor, like 2 miles away, had a son who was a year younger than me. And they moved in when I think I was 5. So he would have been 4. And then every now and then we get together, and I'd go to his house or he'd come over to mine. But just most of the time I spent alone, and lived on a dead-end country road, dead-ended into the lake. And wasn't any traffic or anything on it during the daytime. I'd get out and ride my bike on the road. I probably wasn't supposed to be out there. I doubt my mom knew. I'd go through the woods. I had bike trails in the woods, and then there were certain ingress and egress there where I could get out on the main road, paddle down to the lake. Wasn't supposed to be down there either. But I would have got in a lot of trouble if they had known some of the places I went to after I started school. I used to ride my bike and go to the elementary school where I went. It was like good 5 miles or something. But hey, Joanne Yoda girl, how you doing? Enjoyed seeing you over on Lee G's show last night, First Floor Audio. Hope you had a good time over there. Hope to see you back over there soon. And Happy New Year to you and yours. And from Nicole, myself, and Mulder, stay safe, Joanne. Hey, there's the Charinator. Stephen, how you doing? Been watching. Stephen was playing some kind of shooting game over there today instead of his usual trucking game. He plays a variety of video games over there, but had a good time over there. Stephen, I hope you got your issues with was it Streambot or whatever you were working on over there. I helped you a little bit, but good to see you here, Stephen. Thank you for joining us. Happy New Year to you. It's almost New Year there in across the pond in Scotland where Stephen is. Looks like I got about 7 minutes and change. So I will be on here long enough to wish the UK Happy New Year. But rest of y'all wish it to you tomorrow. I'm not going to stay up till midnight on here tonight, especially. Like I said, Nicole and I, it's our first Christmas or New Year. It was our first Christmas Eve together, too, but it's our first New Year's Eve. We got plans. But I'm going to join you tomorrow for a New Year's. Welcome in 2024 with a nice long marathon. I'll talk again, tell some stories like this. And Stephen, I hate to hear that. Well, next time I have some time, we'll try to troubleshoot it or maybe get Lee in there to help us. I don't know anything about OBS or what it was you're using. It's not StreamYard. It's one of the other ones. But sadly, I'm misinformed. And hey, Charlie Gabaldon, Happy New Year to you, buddy. Good to see you here. Another friend that comes over from Lee's. And Carla Washington, Happy New Year's. You did get those books, and you'll enjoy the stickers. Good deal, Carla. Hope you enjoy reading those on a cold winter's day or night. Paradise Gaming, well, thank you. Paradise, been told, I think it was Fast Hemi who was here earlier. I don't know if he's still here. But he said, Steve, love looks good on you. And boy, if it doesn't, I'm the happiest I've ever been. And I hope it shows. Thank you, Nicole. I love you. Can't say that enough. Yeah, last few years I've slept through it too. Last year I was in the high desert, New Mexico. I took Mulder in and tried to quieten him down, but they started early, even before dark in Farmington, New Mexico, where I was at. And boom, 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 till about 2 o'clock in the morning. And finally, at that time, I had some Noggy calming chews, and you can only give him one a day. And I saved it until finally he was just about to have a conniption, and I gave it to him, and he was able to get some rest. And then prior to that, when I lived in Oregon, now in Portland, it wasn't too bad. They had designated fireworks down on the river there. And if you tried it out in the neighborhoods, I lived in inner southeast Portland, right on close to the river there off 13th Street. But when I moved out to the country in St. Helens, Oregon, I think there was people out there setting off dynamite or something. I mean, it boom, like shake the windows and shake the ground and a lot of other things that go boom. He didn't enjoy it much up there. It was the same New Year's Eve and 4th of July. And there's always some wisecracker, literally, that would save their fireworks. And then 2, 3, 4 days, maybe a week later, about midnight, 1, 2 in the morning, set off something. You're sound asleep and boom, and shake the house. Just one, they just do a random one there, maybe set off a half a brick of fireworks. Pop, 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 and then over and done. And what's this going to say there? Okay, I have no idea who that is, but good deal, Cisco. Let's see. Anybody else joining in here? SJ, how you doing? Good to see you. I may be repeating myself here. Some of these people I don't remember. If that's I'm not the party sort. Daniel, neither Nicole nor myself are, but that would be a fun party. I went to parties in the '80s. So I'd like to. I'm curious how close it would be, but hey, yes, Happy New Year to you. Daniel, I hope you have a good time there, my New England brother. But stay safe. Have a designated driver or call a cab if you're going to be that type of New Year's party. Well, for the UK, we've got about 3 minutes, 15 seconds from right when I started talking there. So, to all my friends across the pond there, anywhere where it is, where it's getting close to midnight, I'll wish you a happy new year. Everybody else here on the stateside, meet me back tomorrow. I'm not sure what time I'll start. Depends on what time I get up. But I'll do a nice long marathon stream for you. Show videos, come in and talk, maybe tell you some glorious tales of a misfit youth like I did here tonight. I hope you enjoyed those stories from my youth. Said I never got in any real trouble, but had a lot of fun. So I'll stay on for 2.5 more minutes anyway, just so I can wish everyone in the UK a happy new year. But probably everybody in the UK will go outside and yell happy new year and watch the fireworks and stuff. May not even be able to hear me. But again, I want to thank all of you for taking time out of your New Year's Eve to be with me here. And by Nicole's New Year's Eve, that makes it all of our New Year's Eve. So, and again, in an hour. No, wait, what time is it here? It's only 7 o'clock here. In 2 hours, join me over on the Clyde Lewis Ground Zero Radio Network for this episode of Everything Out There, where me and a couple of pastors are talking about the occult influence in rock music. Might enjoy it if you remember the original Satanic Panic. There's the link. And when it starts up at the top right corner, there's a little button that says listen or listen now. You can click that and it'll go. I don't know what's playing over there right now. I can tell you real quick, maybe. Did I lose it already? Lose the link. Right now it's I think Clyde's playing over there. Now there's some other shows he has on there. I think he's talking about UFOs or something tonight. But Secret Teachings with Ryan Gable, he's on right before me. And if you miss those, they are archived. But I'm on every Sunday, 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific time. That's 9 to 11 here on the East Coast. And also, you can hear it in the archived versions on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, and Google Podcasts. But I like to listen to it when it's broadcast live. This is episode lucky episode 13, where we're talking about the Satanic Panic and occult influence in rock music and pop culture in general. Last week, Strange UK with Paul Sinclair from Truth Proof. I've had Tattooed Biker Unexplained on there. I've had Lee and Joanne both on there. I've had Midwest Night Watchers and Chiro Sounds on. Cisco's been on 2 or 3 times. Downtown Terry Brown been over there. So a lot of people that you recognize here have been over there. Oh, I talked right past the New Year. I was talking Happy New Year to all my friends in the UK. I'll put Nicole's up there. I wasn't paying attention to the clock and ran over to about 15 seconds before I realized what I'd done. But again, everybody have a safe and happy New Year. Stay safe. Said if you're going to be around that kind of stuff, have a designated driver. Take a cab. Most cab companies offer free rides on New Year's Eve. Buses and trains too did in Portland. So stay safe. Want to see you in 2024. Got a lot of good stuff coming up. I think you'll love it. All right. And Kathy Gamby, Happy New Year to you too there in Oregon. All right. I'm going to exit out of here. And again, lots of good stuff coming up tomorrow. Join me for the mega marathon here on this channel, starting fairly early, not too early though. But I'll figure it out, and I'll post a link in plenty of time and on the community tab. Go ahead and turn your notifications on, and that way you know you won't miss it. But again, everybody, thank you for being here. Have a safe and happy New Year's Eve and a new year, 2024, for those of you that live in places where it's already started. Stay warm, stay happy, stay blessed. As for Nicole and myself, again, Happy New Year. We'll see you a little further on down the trail. And tell your animals we said hi. Good night, everybody. Happy New Year. Lee G going to play us out with The Calm Before the Storm. Thanks, everybody. Whoops, click the wrong button, Steve. Here we go.
Well, it's one thing to be upset with someone. Yeah, one thing to hold a grudge over one mistake. Oh, one mistake isn't much to make. It's one mistake. And you're sorry, you're so sorry.